Hey everyone, how's it going today? Coach Alvarez here, back at you another episode, Coffee with Coach. Hope you're up doing well, got the mind in the right place. If not, as always, let's put it in the right place. So before I head up to the academy, teach some jiu-jitsu classes and spend some time with some awesome students, get some rolls in. I want to talk about a couple conversations I had with some students yesterday. So I had a few students go down to Houston for the IBJJF Houston Open, and they actually came up short of the goal, okay? But in the process of coming up short of the goal, they had some small victories in those losses, okay? And in these conversations, there were two different conversations. I think, there were different times, different individuals, but they were the same thing, okay? So one individual had lost to an opponent in a previous tournament, and when the brackets came out, they saw that they had that same opponent in the first round. So it was getting prepped, getting ready to make those adjustments to the mistakes that they did in the last tournament, and so this individual has been working on that, recorded the match or paid attention to what went wrong, figuring out where we can improve and get better. And that's exactly what he did. Now, he still lost, still came up short, but the confidence level, the mindset that this individual has or now has as of, even though he lost, is a lot better than the one before. In the previous match, he didn't really go out and do what we all know he can do. He just kind of froze up, wasn't really ready, when he went out there. And so he was a little disappointed in his performance because he knows there was a lot more in him that he didn't even show, okay? And we all do that, from time to time, but it needs to happen. That's how we get better, okay? We got to improve and make adjustments on the things that we did wrong. So when this individual fought this opponent again on Sunday, they did a lot better. Okay, a lot better. They made the adjustments that they made worked. Is this some other things went wrong? Some other things we need to work on. But those other areas where we were weak at, or he was weak at, he's now stronger at because of the previous match that he lost at. Now he's got this other match that he can take and learn from and just get better from. But it wasn't excuses or self-pity or whatever. It was like in my student's face, you could see, or in his voice, the confidence level that was built up on how much better they did with this individual than they did last time. So if he just would have took that loss, which a lot of people do, they'll lose one time or a couple times, and then they're ready to throw in the towel. They will never expose themselves to winning. Okay, again, even though this individual lost his match and he didn't win the tournament, he still exposed himself to some winning things in that match to where he is now better and more self-confident, and his jiu-jitsu is a lot better. So he exposed himself to some winning things. He's a lot better because of those things from the last tournament, and in that process from the last tournament to this one, he got better in these certain areas. And then he went out there and tried again and again. Even though he lost, he got better, and he is better because of it. And you could see it and feel it, and the way he carries himself is a lot better because of it. So exposing himself to some winning things will help him build onto more winning things, okay? So then I'm going to go into another one of my students. Same thing. Didn't fight as a new opponent, someone new. It was one of those things where someone is able to train full-time, okay, where this individual actually has a job to go to every day, still trains every day, but he has to go to work every day versus going to compete against someone that they're from Brazil and all they do is train jiu-jitsu. That's their job. So when you have opponents like that, the confidence level gets a little shaky because it's like, man, this person's training all day long. They're doing 2-3 sessions a day. I'm having to go spend 8-9 hours at work, then go home, do whatever I got to do, then go to jiu-jitsu class at night. how can I compete with that? How can I be on that level? How can I, how can I just get with that? And you don't know until you go out there and compete. So that's what this individual did. Went out there and only lost by 2 points, full 10-minute match. Even though this individual lost and came up short, their confidence level, talking to them last night, was like they realized they're right there. They're right in the mix. They're where they should be. But he didn't really know that until he went out there and gave it a shot to see what he could do. And that's the thing that we got to do. I was listening to Darren Woodson, for my Cowboy fans out there. Darren Woodson is now 50 years old, but he has a podcast. Man, I forgot the name of it. I got to find it. But anyways, I was listening to that this morning, and he was talking about that, where just growing up, maybe you're just not exposed to a lot of winning. Maybe you're just experiencing taking a lot of L's, okay? You have to put yourself around people, environments, things to get you exposed to winning. Because like he said, you don't know what you don't know. You don't know what's out there. If you don't know what's out there, then you just really just kind of get used to just doing what you're used to doing. Once you get outside your little bubble, once you get outside of those losses, once you get outside into some winning atmospheres, you like the taste of that, okay? We all do, okay? Or at least you should. And the more and more that you start tasting these small victories, the bigger that taste gets, and that thirst gets, and that hunger gets, to where you want more of that, okay? So I'm not talking about, I started off talking about competition, but I'm talking about life in general, period. When you start hanging around individuals where they're winning in life, they're talking about winning in life, they are doing bigger and better things than you're doing, and you're exposing yourself to these things, you want some of that too. You want to know what that feels like. And when you get some taste of that, it feels good. Even if you come up short, like my students did over the weekend, they got a little bit of taste of like, hey, I'm right there. I'm in the mix. I'm close. I just got to make these small adjustments. One individual, the first one I was talking about, said, he just made an error. The other one just made a mental error. You know what I mean? Like, it's just sometimes we just make those things, but instead of beating themselves up over it, they seen how well they did against individuals that are able to train more than them, and they're able to take that and use that as fuel to, like, you know what, let's get back to work. And that's exactly what they did. They competed on Sunday, and they showed up yesterday, put in the work, so on and so forth. So that's going to make a huge impact on you if you can get yourself around people that are winning, talking about winning. Like for me, I'm always sending, like I said before, I like to laugh. I like jokes. I think I'm a funny guy when you get to know me, hang around me, but I'm also very serious. I take life and winning very serious. So I'm always sharing things with people about winning, the winning mindset. I'm always sending people links or quotes or whatever. I know a lot of people probably just look at it, probably don't even click on it, don't listen to it. Some people do, but I'm exposed to that. So that's what I want. That's what I want around me. So I try to share that with more people, like I'm doing with this, so that I can get that back in return. The more people I got listening to it and reading it and watching it and feeding off of it, the more that's going to help me whenever things are kind of down and out for me. So get a hold of that. Expose yourself to that. Get a taste of that. When you get that taste in your mouth for winning, that's all you want to do. Now, I'm not talking about winning. Again, I've talked about this before. Winning at all costs, meaning, stepping on people, using people, stabbing people in the back. I'm talking about like building people up, building winning atmospheres, helping people out, being a service to other people, and building a culture and a mindset of winning. And that's tough sometimes because there's a lot of people out there that have no idea what that's like. All they know is losing, okay? Maybe their upbringing was just tough. Maybe the relationship isn't where it should be, and it's just hectic. It's chaos. Their life is chaos. So in their mind, in this midst of the fog and everything, it's just a bad place. But once you get past and clear all that fog out the way, and get exposed to some winning atmosphere, some winning people, some winning mindsets, some winning conversations, and start doing some winning yourself, you're going to want more and more of that. And I think that's what we should all want, excuse me, to have a life that is full of that. It's fruitful, it's plentiful, it's full of good things. So hope that helps. I think that will make a difference because like I said, with the 2 students that I was talking to just last night, I can see just a little taste of that winning, those little small victories. Got that, they got that little fire lit under them. Like, it's like, hey, I'm right there. Let's get back to work. I'm right there. Let's get to it. And that's all you need. You just need a little taste of that, and then it'll just grow into a bigger thirst and a hunger for more of that. Again, your finances should be on point. Your credit score should be on point. Your health should be on point. All of these things, being organized, like all these things I was thinking about earlier, because I was thinking, I was listening to another podcast this morning. They were talking about like their power list, like their 9 things that they do every morning, their morning rituals, and things that got to be in place and whatever else to help them win the day and all that kind of stuff. It's all part of a winning mindset, exposing yourself to winning, where a lot of people get up at different times, don't pay attention to, eating the best foods. Their finances are all out of whack. Everything's just out of whack. Get it together, get organized, put things in place, get to winning, get exposed to some winning things, and then watch how things take off for you. All right, guys, got to go head up to the academy. I'll catch you guys on the next one. You guys have a great day. We'll see you.